Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the Escape Plans. I hope you all are doing great and watching our YouTube videos. So, we are back again covering another very informative vlog, and this one is something many students were requesting from very long time. Lots of questions are pouring in, and question related to biology, MBBS, and there's a lot of Pakistani followers as well who wants to know the process how to get the admission in University of Luxembourg from Pakistan. We were just waiting for the right moment and right information, and as we always do, we have somebody with us who has experienced everything. That person is here from Pakistan, and he is studying system biology here in University of Luxembourg. I can give you all the information, but why not we hear everything from the person who actually experienced it? And we have two very important guests with us who's going to share all the information with you. So now let me introduce you all to them. So our first guest is Abdul Rafe. He's doing system biology in University of Luxembourg, and he's from Pakistan. He's going to share a lot of information with you. And I personally would like to say thank you for taking time out and joining us today to help many students who actually need a lot of information. They also want to know a lot of information from Pakistan, how you got the admission and everything. Of course, we will be covering that in the vlog. So, welcome to our YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. And our second guest is, you all know him already by his name, by his face, and you, if you are studying in University of Luxembourg, I'm pretty sure that you must have said hi to him as well. He has always been helpful. He is none other than our Sahil. Thank you, Sahil, for joining us one more time. By now, you also know how many people reach out to you, how many times you have to reply. I also personally see your comments in YouTube channel. So thank you for all the help and all the information you have given till now, and you are still supporting.
Thank you so much for having me again, and I'm always glad to help.
Thank you, guys. So now, without wasting any more minute, let's get started with all our questions. Okay, so my first question to you, Abdul Rafe, is how are you liking Luxembourg?
It's been good so far. I'm trying to explore all the aspects in Luxembourg and trying to merge in the culture so far. So I would say it's good.
It's good.
Yeah,
Okay, and when did you arrive in Luxembourg? What are you studying in University of Luxembourg?
I arrived in back in September, and I actually did my bachelor's in biotechnology. So I moved here with a common discipline of systems biology. So it's the full name is like Master in Integrated Systems Biology.
Okay, and the course is entirely in English, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's totally in English.
Okay. Could you also tell me about like little bit about the course you are studying here, system biology? And I'm asking this question for the student who actually wants to pursue their career in the same stream. What are the requirements the university has?
Sure. So system biology is actually a combination of biology as well as computer sciences. So those who has an interest in computer sciences plus biology and wants to pursue a domain of bioinformatics, so it is a good choice. And definitely you need an experience in a basic coding. You also need experience in mathematics, and definitely for sure you have to have the skills of biology too. So it's a merger. Along with this, a university also offers a program of biomedicine.
Right.
So it is for those who are actually wants to do the wet lab. So wet lab is like, you if you want to work in a laboratory in a physical manner, so you can definitely pursue that.
I receive a lot of questions from the students who wants to pursue their career here in medicine, and I'm asking this question to you because somewhere the course you are studying here is also related to that field. What do you think? What is the requirements? Not exactly requirement, maybe you don't know, but do you have any information related to MBBS? Somebody who wants to pursue their career here.
Yes. So university offers courses related to medicine, but the only requirement is they need language. So if you're good in French or German, you can definitely pursue this course, or maybe you can get a chance.
Okay. And also, one thing I would like to mention here, no matter what course you want to pursue here, we are trying to cover as much as information we can. But you can also visit the university's website. They have everything mentioned there, including the requirements, criteria, and documents you will need. I would also like to ask you this question, and I know we have covered a lot of information before, but this question is related to computer science and data science. You yourself is studying data science here in University of Luxembourg. Are there any language requirement for data science or computer science as well?
So specifically, data science is under the Department of Mathematics here, and I never faced any problems with the language. It's always in English. Same with computer science. I have some friends who are studying that, and neither of them had any issues. But I would like to mention that for bachelors, we don't have bachelors for data science. It's only for computer science. But yeah, for bachelors, they do require some proficiency in French or eng- any language other than English. But as we don't have data science for bachelors, it's not the issue there.
Okay, okay. With that, moving to the next question. My next question to you is, I would like to know your experience coming from Pakistan, studying in University of Luxembourg. How much time did it take? What was the step? When did you even start thinking about, that you will be studying in University of Luxembourg? And overall, how much time did it take till the time you applied, or you heard back from the university, or you came to Luxembourg?
To be honest, the process was pretty straightforward. So I applied back in March in 23. So after a period of 1 or 2 months, I received a response from the university with my acceptance letter,
Okay.
and then I moved towards my visa process. So it was like it took only 2 to 3 months. So, but if you want your acceptance, you should start preparing your documents even before, because it requires like a different documents like the motivation letter and everything. Like you also need recommendations, so you must work on beforehand.
Okay, so if I say like first time when you filled the form, after that it took 2 months for you to get the like letter from the university, acceptance letter, right?
Exactly. It also varies, because I know some people who actually receive the letter from university in around 15 days. So
Oh,
it happens sometimes, but maybe you should keep this in mind and apply before the deadline.
okay. Okay, so basically, you're saying that, and again, I'm just asking, or maybe I'm talking about it bit more because I receive a lot of question where students get worried that I am not hearing from the university. It has been 1 month, 2 months, but you're saying that time duration could definitely differ. Somebody can receive the a letter from the university maybe just in 15 days, and for few people, it could even take more than month, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, and after that, after hearing back from the university, how much time did it take for you to do all the documentation?
I would say it took almost 2 to 3 months again,
Oh,
because you first need to send the documents to Luxembourg. You need authorization to stay from there, and then when you hear back, you actually apply to the embassy for the visa. So it also depends, because there is also difference as well in this process, because there are some people who actually received the authorization to stay in a month,
oh,
and they just applied for the visa and got the visa response in 8 days.
wow.
Yeah, so it happens, but if you're lucky enough, you will get a response earlier, or maybe you have to wait.
Okay. Okay. So overall, I would say it took almost 5 months. You
Exactly,
applied. After 2 months, you got the reply from the university, and after that, also it took 3 months, right,
exactly,
to arrange all the documents and to go back and forth,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have heard. I know. I don't know exactly how much it is true, and I have also like read it on the internet that in Pakistan they don't have the embassy. So, how do you like manage the documentation? I know that VFS helps. You don't have to do everything on your own. So, do you have anything to say there?
Yes, exactly. So it's actually an important point to know, because in Pakistan, Luxembourg doesn't have an embassy. So for that, a Belgium embassy in Pakistan is actually receiving the application and processing the visas on Luxembourg's behalf.
Okay.
So first of all, you need to prepare all the files and all the documents. You can find it online, or maybe we can share with you. And you need to submit those documents to the VFS, which is like Jerry's in Pakistan.
Okay.
So once you submit the documents, they will pass on the files to the Belgium embassy, and they will send back your passport to the VFS, and then you can collect, or maybe it
Okay.
can get delivered to your house.
Okay, so this was one important point.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing it.
no problem.
I would also like to ask you, Sahil, as he told that almost it took 5 months for him to get everything done since the day he started the process. Was it same from you as well?
So basically, the deadline for the of the university is same for all the programs. It doesn't matter if you're going into integrated systems biology or computer science or data science. The application process starts in February and it goes till end of April. So that is when you need to apply. And yeah, I applied I think in the end of March, and I got my acceptance in like 2 weeks. So that was pretty quick for me as compared to Abdul Rafe. And yeah, then we need to start the whole visa process and apply for ATS. ATS for me took like 1 month, and then after I got it, I had my visa in about 20-30 days. So yeah, it differs person to person, and definitely it depends on the number of applications the embassy is receiving at that particular point of time. So I think yeah, it's different for everybody.
Okay, so that was a lot of information. With that, moving to our next question. And also, one more thing to note, which is very common in both of them, they're very intelligent. And why am I saying that? They both are here on scholarship. So they have got this scholarship, which is very rare, and you really need like very good intelligence to get that. Anyway, I'll ask Abdul Rafe first. So Abdul, like, what is the procedure to get this scholarship, and when did you apply for it?
The procedure for the scholarship was fairly simple. While applying for the admission, you have this option to select a scholarship, because there are a number of scholarships on the portal and the university's website. So more precisely, always when you choose a program, the scholarship is also listed there. So
Okay.
you select from there. From there, there is a separate portal or maybe an email address where you can send the documents. So the documents would be again the motivation letter for the scholarship, and some other requirements could be there. So when you apply, and then you get a response in almost a month. So
Okay.
so it's again in the timeline of the admission. You have the acceptance letter, then you apply for the scholarship, and then you receive a response.
Okay. Okay. So it is like quite
Yeah,
straightforward procedure.
yeah.
Okay. So now, was it same for you as well?
So we both have the Guillaume Dupé scholarship, but it was a bit different for me. So when I applied, the program director directly contacted me over email, and he said that your profile is good and you might have a chance at the scholarship. So that is when I went on the link and applied. But yeah, I would like to mention that having an acceptance letter is a basic requirement for the scholarship, because obviously they won't give a scholarship to someone who is not even accepted into the university. So that is one requirement. And basically I had to apply after the program director contacted me.
So you both got this scholarship. The students who have not got this scholarship and studying in University of Luxembourg, or somebody who's not able to get it, there is some amount which is logged in their bank account, or we also call it that proof of fund they need to show. What is the exact amount?
So basically, I showed my scholarship certificate for the proof of funds, and the amount is about 80% of the social inclusion income. I'm sure since Abdul Rafe went through the whole process recently, I'm sure that he'll be able to answer that much better.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, it was also the same. I presented my scholarship letter, but for some satisfaction, I also provided the source of fund, which is almost 16,000 and something. But depending on the exchange rate, you should keep in mind, like you need to have 17,000 euros in your bank account.
Okay, so the amount is somewhere 16 to 17,000
Exactly.
they will need to have in their account. That
Yeah,
is proof of fund they need to show here, right?
exactly.
And also you mentioned that although you applied for scholarship, but also you had shown that proof of fund as well. That was just to be safer side, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's intelligent.
Yeah.
As Abdul Rafe and Sahil just mentioned that they heard back from the university within 1 month about their scholarship. But what happens if you don't hear back within 1 month? What is the deadline? So, Sahil, I would like to ask this question to you. Is there any timeline for this scholarship as well?
The university website clearly says on the scholarship page that we will get back to you if you are selected by 4th of June or by mid June. I'm not sure. It depends and differs from year to year. But if you have applied and you did not get any response by that time, then I think it makes sense that you might not have been selected. A couple of students this year asked me about it, and they had been waiting for like a month and for 2 months maybe, but I was a bit sad to tell them that they might have not been selected for the scholarship.
Okay, so the catch here is that if you don't hear back from the university about your scholarship, do not wait. Try to contact them and also proceed with your visa process. Even though, as Abdul Rafe has got the scholarship, he had shown his proof of fund because he wanted to get admission in University of Luxembourg. So, if you are sure, proceed with the application and you can check with the university about the scholarship status as well. Moving to my next question, what were the essential documents you had to submit for the application process?
For the application process, actually, your documents are divided into different phases. So the first phase is your admission or application to the university. For that, you will need your degree transcript as well as the passport, along with your recommendation letters and the motivation letter. And sometimes they ask about the CV as well. So once you submit those documents, you will get a response with the acceptance letter, and once you have the acceptance letter, you will move on to the next phase. And for the second phase, you need to send your documents to Luxembourg, and those documents include your acceptance letter, along with your proof of funds and an entire copy of your passport, and sometimes a police character certificate. So once you send those documents to Luxembourg, they will get back to you with an authorization to stay letter, and with that letter you will move on to the third phase, which is your visa processing. And in case of Pakistan, you will need to submit your ATS along with your passport to the VFS, which is called Jerry's in Pakistan, and then they will get back to you with the response.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to add?
Not really. It's exactly the same for India as well, and he perfectly summarized it.
Okay, and also as you know, you have told all the document, and in fact, if we have missed any, please go and check on the website. They have mentioned everything. Do you have anyone who helps you with documents? How did you like get to know about all the documents?
I actually did by myself. I checked the website, and everything is very precise and clear on the website if you go and check.
And do you also get any like list document of list with the requirements from the university?
Yeah, exactly. So when they give you an acceptance letter, they will provide you with all. Actually, it's a step-by-step guide,
Okay.
and there will be the steps you need to follow. So maybe it would be related to your how you can apply for the ATS, or how can you recognize your degree, and moving on to the different steps. And also they include your monthly expenditures,
Oh,
which
wow.
which you may need to compile before coming to Luxembourg.
Okay, so basically, you get all the required help from the university, and they share everything in email with you as well. So you get all the information. Don't rely on YouTube channel. We provide as much as information we can. He has just come. This is updated information 2023. But whenever you are seeing this video, let's say if you are in 2024, please go back, check the website, always get the updated information and act accordingly. What about the diploma recognition? Because I receive a lot of questions there as well.
For diploma recognition, the process is very simple. There is an online portal on the website you can go there and submit your degree as well as transcript along with paying a nominal fee, and they will get back to you with the recognition letter. And I would like to mention that this letter is very important, because if you miss having this letter, you will not be able to enjoy university's perks, which may include like having a student card even.
Oh.
So you may be able to join the classes, but you will not be able to do a lot of stuff in the university, and university will require you to have the student card as soon as possible. So the key thing is just apply back in your country once you have your authorization to stay, and I would suggest you even when you have your admission letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a point to note. Sahil, so addition to this only, I also receive a lot of questions from bachelors as well. There are people who want to do bachelor here. So do they also need to follow the same procedure?
First of all, I would like to add on to what Abdul Rafi said. Basically, the acceptance letter that you get for masters here in the university, they would mention specifically that this acceptance letter is a conditional one, and it would be a final one based on your recognition of the diploma. And that is why you need to get it recognized and get the final admission in the university, and only then you can get the student card. For bachelors, even I received a couple of questions. This process has to be carried out before even applying to the university,
Okay.
because for masters you get the acceptance and then you do it. For bachelors, you need to get your high school degree recognized
Okay.
even before applying.
Oh.
And that is a big step for non-EU students, and that is why not a lot of non-EU students come to Luxembourg, because on you don't see the language criteria on the university website, but they do ask you to get your high school degree recognized. And if you check the education ministry's website, there they have mentioned that you need your school education to you need to have your school education in French or German, and that is quite impossible for non-European students to have that. And that is why not a lot of people come from our countries for bachelors here. But for masters, it's just English, so no, we don't have any issue with that.
Okay. So with that, moving to our next question. So my next question is about CGPA, and this question is not only mine. I receive a lot of questions. I have covered this before, but since you have come now and you have all the updated information, is there any CGPA requirement which a student needs to have to apply in University of Luxembourg?
So for the CGPA, actually there is no strict requirement. It's not even mentioned on the website. So, but in order to apply in Luxembourg or even in Europe, you should keep that thing in mind, that there is a huge competition and there is a huge flux of application coming into these countries. So you should be academically sound, and you should be among good candidates so that they can accept you. So I would suggest having a CGPA 3 above is a good choice.
Right. So, in short, if we say this goes without saying, because
Yeah.
because of the competition, if you have good CGPA, you have an advantage, right?
Exactly.
Now to this, I also want to add about IELTS, because there's a lot of question related to that as well. IELTS, is it mandatory to pursue any course here which is even in English, or what do you have to say there?
We do have to show our English proficiency for any course that we apply to, but the University of Luxembourg accepts if your previous education has been in English. So in that case, you just need to get a certificate or any letter that proves that the medium of instruction in that institution was in English. But I did apply with my IELTS certificate, and basically I was not only applying for the University of Luxembourg, I was applying all over Europe. And in other universities they do require IELTS, and I already had it, and it always makes your profile stronger, and that is why I used my IELTS certificate to show my English proficiency.
Okay, so basically it is similar. Having a
Yeah.
good CGPA and IELTS does makes a difference. You will have an advantage actually, right? My next question is about university's accommodation. When did you apply for that?
So once you have your acceptance letter from the university as well as the scholarship letter in my case, so you can apply on the website of the university. Actually, there is a strict deadline for that, and it works on the first come first serve basis. So
Okay.
if you apply on the exact date, I would say the opening date of the accommodation application, then you may get a chance to get an accommodation, but it's not mandatory. Like sometimes, even if you apply at that moment, it's not guaranteed, and you will not be given an accommodation. But
Okay.
the process is fairly simple. You just provide the details in the application, that which sort of accommodation do you need, and they will get back to you within a month with the decision.
I'd like to add one point here. If you have a scholarship, then definitely the university would give you preference over other applicants for the accommodation. And basically, they have a quota, and they do prefer scholarship recipients over other students. And if you do not have a scholarship, then you might face some issues. But if you're lucky, definitely you will get the accommodation. And because there were some friends of mine who did not receive an accommodation even after a month of coming to Luxembourg. So there might be issues. It's completely depending on your luck.
And also somewhere it is like basically it's first come first serve
Yeah.
basis, right?
And one more point, the accommodation, there are two types of contracts. One that begins on the first of the month, and another that begins on 15th of the month. And for both of those, there are separate deadlines to apply. If you, I think, apply closer to the first of the month, then you will get a contract that starts at the same time. And similarly for the other case.
Okay. I have a question here, and that is because of you, Sahil. I remember last time you had given this information. Even though you had got this scholarship, you had to submit few amount in the university for the first 2 months, right? Is it same for you as well? How much did you submit?
So my accommodation cost me like 330 per month. So I had to submit a 2 months deposit, which is like 660 at that time, and I transferred that money from Pakistan to Luxembourg.
So that was just for 2 months deposit,
Yeah,
right?
and it is
And
refundable.
is it? It is refundable.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I would like to say thank you to both of you. I know we have covered a lot, and I know we are going to cover a lot of Q&A as well very soon. So many questions and answer coming out super soon. Thank you guys, and thank you not only helping me but helping a lot of students out there. I hope you guys got all the information you were looking for. Thank you for watching. Namaste.